Hey YouTubers, welcome back! Super excited for you today. We're going to talk a little bit about HTML, very lightly, just going to get your toes wet. We're going to write one line of code, but I'm very excited for you guys because this is the first part of starting your journey as a web developer. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go!
Alright guys, welcome back. Like I said, we're going to learn a little bit about HTML today, and I'm very excited to teach you something. It's been a crazy journey for me, just starting from no background or degree in development to now becoming a senior software engineer. So if you're watching this, congratulations, you're taking the first step. We'll keep it pretty simple and short today. It's going to be just a very quick intro. I'll have another video coming up about a little bit more in depth on the elements of HTML. So what we're going to do, you're going to go to Google Chrome. I would recommend using Visual Studio Code. It's your IDE editor, and essentially that is what I use for editing all of my code. What you can do, you can go right to Google, type in VS Code download, click either one. If you have a Mac, Linux, Windows, whatever, just click this button here, choose your flavor, download it, install it, you'll be good to go. There's a lot of other IDEs out there. I've used a few of them like Atom, Sublime. If you're taking a class on Udemy, you might be using Sublime or Atom. Those are very popular. There's a couple other ones. To me, VS Code has been around for a while. It's got a lot of really solid extensions and user support, which makes it a very good and consistent and reliable text editor for me. So we'll go ahead, open it up. You might get a welcome screen here, but go ahead and over to File, New File. All right, here we are. So you can see right now it says Untitled-1. We'll rename that in a little bit. Down here in your bottom right-hand corner, see this plain text here? Give that a click. And this will actually let you set the language for your file. We're just going to do HTML for right now, but you can see there's a lot of them. Don't be overwhelmed. If you're following along with me and just what I recommend for front-end development to get into the industry, just start with HTML. It's a really cool entry point into web development. Go ahead and click it. And awesome. Another big proponent as to why I use Visual Studio Code is because it has something called IntelliSense. So I'm just going to type HT, and you can see right away it gives me a few suggestions. This is what's called boilerplate suggestions. Essentially, it gives you a already pre-programmed template that you can go ahead, edit, fill in however you want. I'm going to click this one because we're on version HTML5. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And you can see we got some stuff here, which is pretty exciting. I'll walk through a little bit of it. Doc type. That is telling the browser this is an HTML document type. Pretty straightforward. The browser just uses that to help it figure out what it needs to display and how. We've got an HTML tag. You can see up here the HTML element represents the root of an HTML document. Pretty cool. We've got our language set to English. You can set it to whatever language you need. French, Spanish, German, right? There's different abbreviations for that. Then we have our head tag. The head element represents a collection of metadata for the document. You can see we have a couple meta tags in here in the title tags. I won't dive too much into that now, but it's some really cool stuff regarding what Google can do for you when you have a live website, how you can help Google, and how you can actually put a few things in there to make your life easier for people who are using multiple different devices. Now you can see here we have a slash in front of this head tag. This is called the closing tag. Right? We have an opening and a closing. Same thing with the body, an opening and a closing. And the same thing with the HTML. We have an opening and a closing. That is just directing the document and the browser to say, hey, this is where it starts and this is where it ends. It's pretty cool. So what we'll do, we're going to hit save. For me, I just hit Control S. and it opens up our file explorer. I'm going to call this index. Index.html is a very common naming convention. You really want to keep your main HTML file called index. This is a pretty straight across the board practice. A lot of browsers will look for your index.html. A lot of servers will, when you upload things to like GoDaddy or something like that, it will look for your index.html file to give the starting point, the entry point into your project. So we'll go ahead and click save. I already have one. I'm just going to hit replace. Awesome. I'll open this up. I'm going to go to my desktop where I saved it. And you can see there's already a Google Chrome shortcut. Chrome is my default browser that I use. You can use Firefox, Internet Edge, whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and double click on it. It opens it right up in Google Chrome. This is so cool, guys. You can see it's our path right here to our index.html file, and we have nothing displayed. But hey, it's connected, right? So let's display something here. In our body tag, we're going to go ahead and do the bracket h1 closing bracket. And you can see it filled in the closing tag for me. Again, another nice thing about Visual Studio, it just has a lot of stuff built into it. So right here, we're going to click and we're going to write hello world. Whoops. Hello world. And we're going to hit save. Again, for me, I just hit Control S. Go back to the browser, hit refresh. Bada bing, bada boom. Hello world is right there. Congratulations, guys. You've written your very first line of code. You should be excited. This is a wonderful time. You're getting in at the ground level, learning HTML. Just had your first line of code. High five if I could. Very nice, as Borat would say. We're going to end here. But guys, super excited for you. I have another video coming up. We're going to dive a lot more into HTML now that we just got the basics set up.
Awesome. Well, congrats, guys. You wrote your first line of code. Very excited for you. Like I said, today was just going to be very short, but I've got another video coming out. We're going to dive a little bit more into HTML, learn what the H tags are, learn about paragraphs and div tags. So stick around. I'll be releasing that here in a couple days, and we'll see you guys there. Hey, and by the way, if you liked my video and I earned your subscription, go ahead and click the bell at the bottom. Leave me a comment if you got anything that you want to see, any questions you have, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.